History remembers the rise of kingdoms, the victories of armies, and the names of kings. But beneath every generation lies another story, the quiet, patient, enduring work of God. Empires rise, empires fall, roads are built, cities become ruins, kings are remembered, then forgotten. Yet through every generation, God continues His work through ordinary people whose names history often overlooks. History remembers what happened. Faith remembers the God who was at work. This is the story of faith in the land of song. For nearly 400 years, Rome ruled Britain. Its soldiers marched across the mountains of Wales. Its engineers built roads through forests that had never known stone. Its governors collected taxes. Its laws governed everyday life. Even in Wales, Rome appeared permanent. Yet history teaches a different lesson. Every earthly kingdom has its appointed time. By the 4th century, the Roman Empire was weakening. Civil wars divided the empire. Enemies pressed against its borders. Resources grew scarce. Then, in AD 383, the Roman general Magnus Maximus withdrew much of Britain's military strength. It marked the beginning of Rome's final departure from Wales. The forts remained. The roads remained. But the empire itself was quietly disappearing. In 383 AD, Magnus Maximus withdrew Roman troops from Britain. Within a generation, imperial authority disappeared. The roads remained. The forts remained. But the empire was gone. The people of Wales were once again responsible for their own future. The empire that had once seemed eternal quietly faded into history. Rome had built roads, Rome had built forts, Rome had built an empire. Yet none of those things would become Rome's greatest legacy in Wales. Quietly, almost unnoticed, another kingdom had already begun to grow. Christianity spread differently than Rome. Rome established authority through military conquest. Christ established His kingdom one heart at a time. Rome built monuments of stone. The church built living stones. Rome demanded allegiance. Christ invited faith. The gospel quietly accomplished what armies never could. It transformed people. And transformed people would eventually transform a nation. The earliest recorded Christians in Wales, whose names have come down to us, are Julius and Aaron. Little is known about their lives. Even the exact circumstances of their deaths remain uncertain. Yet their memory endured. According to later writers, they suffered martyrdom during one of the great persecutions of Christians under the Roman Empire. Their witness reminds us of a profound truth. Long before Christianity became the faith of kings, it was sustained by ordinary believers willing to suffer rather than deny Christ. The Roman authorities possessed armies. The martyrs possessed only their faith. History remembers both, but only one kingdom still advances. History has preserved very little about these two men. We know almost nothing of their occupations, nothing of their families, very little of their lives. Yet their names remain, not because of earthly accomplishments, but because they remained faithful to Christ. History often celebrates those who wield power. God remembers those who remain faithful. Rome built roads. The Celtic church built communities. Rome collected taxes. The church cared for souls. Rome measured success by conquest. The followers of Christ measured success by faithfulness. One kingdom disappeared. The other continued to grow. The Roman Empire became one more chapter in history. Its armies disappeared. Its governors were forgotten. Its authority faded. Yet the gospel endured. The light that had quietly entered Wales during the Roman occupation continued to shine, generation after generation. God raised up faithful men and women. Some are remembered, many are not. Yet each became part of a story much larger than themselves. History remembers what happened. Faith remembers the God who was at work. Every generation inherits a story. Some preserve it, others forget it. But throughout history, God continues to call ordinary people to extraordinary faith. While empires rise and fall, the kingdom of God continues from one generation to the next. The story of Wales was only beginning. The Roman Empire became history, but the faith planted during its final centuries continued to flourish. From these valleys, missionaries would travel across Britain, across Ireland, across Europe. The story of Wales was no longer the story of Rome. It had become the story of Christ. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the history of Christianity in Wales. If this story has encouraged you, I invite you to like, subscribe, and continue with us as we uncover the remarkable people, places, and events that shaped the faith of a nation. Next time, Saint David and the Golden Age of the Celtic Church. Until then, remember, history remembers what happened. Faith remembers the God who was at work.